Jay, when you switch it up.
Oh, rider, baby. Yes. Flip him in here. Good dang. Man, what a monster. Good job, Xavier.
Hey guys, we got a little show for you here. We're going to teach you a little something on how to tie a drop rig, or here in the Carolinas we call it a chicken rig. But we tie it on the fly a lot of times with fluorocarbon or either mono. It's great. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox while you're fishing because you know, with this type of rig, it's a lot more transparent. It's got a lot less jewelry on it. Whereas if you just use a regular old bottom rig like at Walmart or something like that, it's got the beads and the metal and the crimps and all that. And with this type of tying technique, it saves you a lot of time, and it's very useful, especially if you don't have that type of equipment on your boat to use. You can just tie it up and go. But I've got Ben here. He's going to show us how to tie this. He's really good at it. And it's quick. It don't take long. You can tie right up to your braid and or clip in and go bottom fishing. You can tie as many as you want. You can make it like a sabiki rig where it's got 5 hooks or 3 hooks, whatever you want. And you can, you know, do the intervals where you can set it at 3 foot apart or 2 foot apart, whatever you're fishing for. You know, you might be fishing up a little bit higher in the water column. You know, whatever you're going for. But it's really good to have and know. So Ben's going to show us how to do it. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, let me show you a store-bought rig so you see what Anthony was talking about. They're doing a very similar concept to what I'm going to show you. A little more complicated and flashy than necessary. So you can see they go ahead and tie a barrel swivel on the end. They've got 2 hooks. And they got a loop at the bottom for your weight. But you don't have to worry about buying those. Those are expensive. Let me just show you. I'm going to use some mono today just because I had some on hand. Hopefully you can see it. So what you're going to do, I like to start with my weight in first, because especially if I'm on the fly, I'm on the boat or on the pier, and I got my equipment there with me. If I start with the weight, it helps keep it all anchored down as I continue to tie. So you're going to take it, you got a long line, create you a pretty tall loop. What you're going to do is take, once you've got a loop, you've got the 2-inch pinched, you're going to fold it on itself. So you've got this circle, original loop, circle. Take the circle, 1, 2 twists, and then you're going to pull that tag end right through. Cinch it down, holding it all together. Now you've got a loop. Trim your tag end. You know, forgive me for using a fillet knife. I know it's not the safest. Trim your tag end, and what you're going to do with this, when you pinch it, you feed it through your weight. That one's got a lot of lead on the top. Let me do one with a bigger eye so you can see it. You feed it through the eye, bring it over the weight, kind of like you're doing a Palomar knot, and then you just pull it tight. It's now cinched in. What I just did for you is the basic for every portion of this. Let me show you the next part. So we got the weight, go up a little bit. I like to have one near the bottom. A lot of your fish, especially when you're surf fishing, they like to pick it up off near the bottom. So you go about, let's go, here's our weight. We'll go about here. Start there. Make your loop again. Bring some line down. We've got our loop, just like we did with the weight. Try to keep your circle.
Now Ben, if someone wanted to make their hook, you know, stand further out from the main line, what would they have to do?
So if you're going to do that, just pull more line through. Because what you're going to see in just a second, the further you want it from the main line, the more line you need in your initial loop. If you want one real close to the center, right off where the weight is, you're going to do a short loop. Once you're done, that hook's going to be basically right on top of your main line as it sits. So the longer you want it off, kind of free floating in there. I found if you get too far out, they like to tangle with each other. But for demonstration purposes, got it, flip it. This is your main end point of the loop. Here's the circle you made. 1, 2 spins. Pull that through. Cinch it down. Cinch it tight. You've now got a kicker where your first hook's gonna do. Go up a little bit more. We'll do it again. Make a loop. Make a circle with that loop. Twist that circle 2 times. And then feed your loop in through your circle. Cinch it down, holding all pieces. You've now got 1, 2 hook portions. Go up a little ways further, depending on how far you want it. This is about normal for me, but if you need it deeper or you want it longer away from your snap swivel, just keep traveling up. Like Anthony said, if you wanted more hooks, you're going to get to where they're trying to tangle with each other. But if you space them out apart and you don't make these too long, you can put as many as you want. It's infinite. The last one, we're going to take it. Same knot we've always been doing. Make your loop and circle it over. 1, 2. Pull your end through there. Cinch it down. This is where our snap swivel, or if you're tying braid straight to it, will go to. The part that's hooked now to your main spool, trim it off. It's now your tag end. You don't need a whole lot of tag line left. There you go. I'm going to show you how you put your hooks on. Some of your hooks, your Snell hooks and stuff, sometimes they have smaller eyes, so it gets real finicky when you have thicker leader you're using. But for this one being 15-pound mono and this being a big-eyed circle hook, it's going to be a little easier. What you're going to do is you take your eye, you feed this loop through just like we did with the weight. Bring the hook through like a Polymer knot, cinch it down, you're done. So that's going to sit there. Let me do the second one so you can see them there together. Push it through the eye, pull it back over itself, cinch it down. It's going to tie in right there on the stem. And then this is your basic bottom rig, 2-hook bottom rig. Some people call it chicken rig. Make it anywhere on the go. Just need hooks, weights, and some kind of leader. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Ben. That's a good job on the chicken rig. And that's 15-pound test right there is using. I mean, usually what do we use to hook up, about 20 or so?
I usually use 30-pound Flora because I have a big spool of it.
But we rarely have any break-offs on the knots, do we?
No, we've caught amberjack, really heavy amberjack on when we were bottom fishing for reef fish, and the hook broke, not the leader itself, and nor the rig. So that loop over, it doesn't seem to break. We had the hooks fail before the loop did.
All right, good deal. All right, well, thanks for watching One Body, guys, and thank you, Ben, for showing us that and teaching us.
Pleasure.